not use this drill that I'm going to put up just now. So you see there, it's one line of cones and shooting into a net. Now, I'm not saying that we should be dribbling around cones and shooting into a goal. Absolutely not. But what I would like to show is how we maximise engagement for these types of drills. So we can move it to 2 lines, or actually can we move it to 3 lines and get even more engagement for our players and get even more time on the ball. Now, please don't look at these drills and think, oh, this is what the Football Hub are selling. We should be dribbling in and out of cones and shooting at goals. And you might say, well, if everyone's going at the same time, then they're all shooting balls and then trying to collect them and stuff. This isn't a drill that we should be doing. So the way I would work this is probably 3 lines facing different directions is probably a good way to do it. They can maybe have a starting point from the middle. You dribble out, shoot into a small goal or bigger ones if you've got it, and do it that way so that you're not running in front of the ball all the time. And just stagger the play so that you get to the first and second cone and then the next player goes and you can move it around it that way. And all this is going to do is maximise the engagement time for your players on the ball. It's going to reduce standing time and waiting around, which is a huge, huge issue at younger stages. Certainly the development phases, I see a lot of coaches where the players are standing around, and even now under 16, under 17, it's almost as if we accept that it's okay for players to be standing around. It isn't at all. We should be minimising that. Now, this can be difficult when we don't know how many players are going to turn up to a session. You could have a session planned for 12 players and then 16 turn up, and it can be difficult to maximise that engagement time. But we need to think about our drills and maybe think about it in advance when we're planning our sessions and saying, right, this is what I'm doing. What do I do if I've got 12 players turn up? Does that sink over and work if I've got 16 players turn up without having loads of people standing around, waiting about, not engaging on the ball and not learning? All that happens when players are standing around waiting to get involved for 10, 20 seconds while they run through a drill and then standing around for another 3 minutes is they get bored. Now, this is bad enough when they're older because they start talking, which means they're not listening and they're not taking on board any coaching points. But certainly in the younger age groups, it means that they'll start messing around, potentially start misbehaving, start chatting, start running around, start TikTok dancing and all this kind of stuff. So get them on the ball as much as possible. Same with the numbers game. I'll put one up here. So the numbers game's a staple amongst coaches. There's plenty of value in it. Lots of 1v1 stuff and a bit of shooting on goal. Really engaging for the kids. But we have to do it properly. So instead of standing around in 2 queues waiting at the side of a net for your number to be called, let's get them involved in a little pass and move, like a mini rondo at either side of the goal. Well, players are sort of passing and dribbling and moving around before their number's called out. And then they've got to think about more things than one as well. So they're sort of dribbling and passing and moving with their friends, with their small team. They've got to also be listening out, maybe doing a little bit of scanning as well. We can build that in there for the coach to call them out. And then they're out round the pole or whatever, competing for the ball, doing that 1v1 stuff, battling in, and then they're through on goal as well. So it's just about thinking about how we plan our drills, how we set our sessions up, and making sure that we get the most out of them for our players. If you agree, hopefully everyone should agree with that. This is very much our philosophy when it comes to all of our training. So head over to the Football Hub. We've got a free 30-day trial at the moment. Check it out. If you don't like it, you can just cancel it. But jump on there, have a look. We've got loads of sessions that use this philosophy that can all be expanded and get as much time on the ball as possible to develop your players. Everything from the younger ones all the way up to the sort of older tactical stuff. Check it out and give it a try. Why not? It's not going to cost you anything, so you might as well. And that's it.